What up, dog?
So, man.
Welcome, bro. My name's Chase.
And I'm Chris.
Welcome to Rehabilitation Revelations.
Look, our aim here, guys, is really just to bring awareness to mental illness, addiction, really anything from A to Z dealing with those types of things. Really the day-to-day struggle that we innately as human beings deal with. And this is just coming from a living room in our house, kind of just having a conversation about those things. And just, again, this is very informal, kind of setting up what we got, so.
I agree. This isn't all about success stories, not about really it's about the day-to-day life, man, It's projected on, we really were intended, God didn't intend us to be an addict or an alcoholic, you know what I mean? It's really kind of the world that brought that on to us, you know what I mean? Worldly things, I think,
Well, I know really our road to recovery, or mine specifically, is I can innately say I do struggle with addiction.
Yeah.
And drugs were the byproduct of what I was trying to get away from, because I was uncomfortable with something in myself. And I found through drugs or alcohol that really just kind of escaped the way I felt, and I think a lot of people deal with that. And whether we admit it or not, I don't know in our day and age of, but it's okay to say, look, man, I'm struggling with this, and there are options out there for you to seek help.
Yeah, of course. And that's what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? That's how I met you. So, I think really where we're going to go with this, in our journey is really to kind of help the people like us,
Yeah.
And, and that's what our main goal is, don't you think?
Yeah.
And just for me, I agree with you on that. Just with alcohol, how I was a user, I used it to kind of wipe pain away, to run from things, to be somebody that I wasn't, and it turned me into a monster, away from the world, who I was really supposed to be.
Yeah.
And, being in recovery, it's really changed my mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the people that I've gotten to meet, the way of life I look at it now,
Yeah.
and just the love I feel, the love I have for myself.
Yeah.
And it's really it's actually a blessing, man. God's been moving through me and you, and that's what, I'm glad we got to really do this, and we're doing it, and let's put it on our hearts to do it.
Yeah.
So,
and two, I know our aim is to bring awareness to that, but this is just as much about me and you,
of course,
than it is anybody else, because I know really kind of processing through these things, what I struggle with and how I cope with them, because, just like you said, Chase, perspective. And, in recovery and being sober-minded, because you can be sober and not be sober-minded,
right?
And I know many times throughout my recovery process, man, I've been abstinent from drugs and alcohol, but I wasn't sober-minded.
Oh.
But, really just through a lot of work, man, that, my perspective has shifted, and it is, how it is a blessing, because we're above ground right now.
Yep.
And a lot of our friends that we know personally,
It's life or death.
that it's literally life or death for me. And I know some people out there might not, I'm not a drug addict, I'm not a alcoholic, I'm
That's
not that.
Simple-minded,
It's the process of how can I be the best version of myself today? Because a better tomorrow starts today. It don't start tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have a lot. We think that hey, once I get this job, once I pay off this, then I'll be able to do these things.
Of course.
And as you can see, this is not some big media production, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is, we're starting with what we got.
Yeah, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, innately we got to get it out to the
Yeah.
people, and then kind of where you know, like I said, it's God put it on our hearts to do it.
Yeah.
So like, why wait?
Yeah.
And because that's where, you know, I think me and you come to conclusions is we have these ideas, but we never do them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm honestly tired of doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like, if we have, even if it's an idea, man, go for it. Shoot for the stars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of a, that's where I'm saying, like, like you said, a sober mind, but it's a mindset.
Yeah.
It's perspective, mindset, and you have to, like, you know, go for your dreams, man. Like, go for, you know, and like what we're trying to do is generally help people. You know what I mean? We've got lineups of, you know, doctors and CEOs and people in recovery
they want to come here right now with the iPhone to sit here and talk with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, and to get out to the people that, and to show people that people really do care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there's really help out. There's options out there.
Oh, there's plenty of options.
Yeah.
And that's where we want to line up. You know, there's places, there's people, there's, you know, programs, man, like there's
government assistance.
Yeah. And, you know, like me and Chris, we've met in one, and like that's, you know, like the people you meet, man, it's the walks of life that you actually
get a comprehensive view of a lot of different walks of life.
Yeah, that you get to meet and like and actually pick their minds, and you really look at life in a different direction. You know, it's like, wow, you know, and really ultimately nobody's story is better than another or worse.
We're all the same. We're all the same boat,
because we end up in the same
boat.
Yeah,
at least to death, at least to destruction.
Yeah, and there's no judgment. You know, like it's okay to get help. It's like you generally it's depression, man. It's anxiety. You can rehabilitate your soul, man. You can rehabilitate your body. You can rehabilitate
your mind,
anything,
your
man.
mind,
and
relationships.
Yeah,
you know?
relationships. And revelations is you have it personal, you can have it faith. You know, I mean, everybody has revelations in their life.
Yeah,
and that's really where the name came from. You know, like just picking at it. It's like, you know, rehabilitation. Revelations, and right there, boom, it's all in one, two forms of, you know, the name, man. That's just kind of where I think it just fits.
Yeah, and then too, you know, through me and you trying to be as vulnerable and just honest with not only each other, not first of all with ourselves, but with each other. And then people can see that and being vulnerable. But, you know, because, look, for so long, Chase, man, I'm embarrassed. I don't know if it's the word to articulate, but I kind of ran from, you know, what this addiction really, through who I was. I was guilty. I was shameful. And it has cost me so many different things in my life that I've had to pay a big price for. Yeah. And not that, you know, just because being in recovery or doing the right things are going to make the things that I did okay now.
Right.
Because there's just, you know, I still have to suffer the consequences or reap those consequences for those actions. But through, really, the biggest thing is, you know, relationship with God. And whether you believe that or not, hey, man, we're not pushing anything on you, but, you know, I just know what helps me.
But there are different
places
there's different
do it. There's a million different ways to go about it.
You know, there's faith, there's
clinical,
AA,
NA.
Yeah.
I mean, they're based off the 12 steps, you know, from all those types of things. But
that's what we're going to bring.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're going to show people.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
people, all the different walks of life.
Like, we hope you find God because God can do amazing things in your life.
Yeah.
You know, and give it a chance, and you might find something that you might, you might like, honestly.
You know, and two, it's not, and I'll say this from a personal, because I don't know if Chase feels the same way. It's not that I have attained anything, man, or I'm there yet, man. I'm still very much broken in a lot of different ways. And I still, on day to day, I still have to sort through things and work through things on a day-to-day basis. And, like we said before, this is our journey. This is kind of it's a long road. It really is. And it's a process. And you have to engage this process. You got to have the hard conversations, man. You got to have those not with only other people, but with God, with yourself. Whatever it is, and you have to do the work. And, I pray that, you can set it down. But I have never in my journey in recovery, in sobriety, this has not came easy at all.
No.
This has literally been the hardest thing for me to ever do in my life. And I humbly say this, Chase. A lot of things came easy in my life,
Yeah.
And this is something that I've literally had to dig. I've cried, man. I've been angry at God, dude. And if I'm honest, I'm still angry and resentful to God in some things, or maybe a lot of things. Again, I don't know, but I know there is a better way.
Of course.
There's a better way. There's a better way to do this. There's a better way. There's a better tomorrow. But the better tomorrow starts with doing the work today.
Yep.
And again, that's different for anybody, for you, for me. But the only way I can find those things is somebody going the same place I'm trying to go.
Right.
Right. And, really just deciding that for myself. Because my life, look, man, my life was so bad and so miserable. It was like I either had to get sober or I was literally going to die.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'll let you go into further in that, Chase. But it's like I had two, like death or be sober.
Yeah.
That's the only two choices I had in my life at that point. Now, thank the Lord. Thank a lot of people in my life that have been there literally every step of the way. But they couldn't do this for me.
No.
You can't do. I can't do this, and you have to do this journey yourself. You have other people with you, but you have to do the work yourself.
Yeah,
and that's facts.
Every day.
Every single day
for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
Right.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I say that I appreciate my sobriety, and I'm not going to say my sobriety, Chase. It's just the life, the relationships I have, the people who have been there for me, and the people we're around every single day. I am present with those people now. I can actually engage. Like, I'm here now, bro.
Yeah.
And I know you're here now. You're like, you can listen and not just start spouting off something dumb.
That was my problem. That was my problem. I'd be talking to myself half the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I could be sitting there, and it was yada, yada. And like, everybody would try to engage with me and try to tell me something. And I was just like, blah, 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 just being, not listening. I wasn't, because I wasn't present. I wasn't me. I wasn't in a clear conscience. I was far gone. And
you don't have to be on drugs and alcohol to not be present.
No,
either.
Exactly. No doubt.
Because I've been not present in a lot of things in my life, and I was sober.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. I didn't appreciate the now, because literally that's all we have, Chase.
You're right.
Is now.
Now.
We don't have tomorrow.
Yeah. But we got now and forever till we're we're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, and one day it's gonna happen. But to make a better today, we got to make steps for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we can't. That's where, like, me, man. Let me give you a little something about me. You kind of know, but it's kind of like, I was thinking about on it, going back. I'm 29 years old. I'm about to turn 30. It's for the past pretty much 15 years, man. I've been on some kind of substance. Yeah. Just out of, like, to get escape from the world, because I hated myself. Yeah. I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't wanting to, deal with anything. You know what I mean? I was running from whatever it was. Yeah. And I thought that was the best idea. And like, so through this journey of like, through my 20s, man, I don't remember most of it. Mm-hmm. That sucks. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a decade of my life I don't really remember. Yeah. And, and I've been cool places. I've lived cool places. I've met cool people. And I remember little bits and pieces, you know what I'm saying? But I don't remember a lot, you know? And then through that journey, man, like, you know, like, through our, like, testimonies and stuff, you know, but honestly, man, like, where I didn't know I needed help till I got it, because that one day, you know, I found myself in my truck about to take my own life. You know what I mean? You never think you're going to get there.
No, you're like, how can even somebody even be in that point until you're there? Dude?
Yeah, and then it's like, and then, you know, people don't really see it through. They see you through a mirror.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because you mirror things.
Yeah,
and so like people don't understand. You know, they're like, until you really get it out, and they're like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, that's deep. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was in complete darkness, dude.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, this thing, man, like, that's where I hope we get the people and people understand where we're going with this. Is like, you don't have to be in that. You're not alone.
Yeah,
we're not alone. That's why I got you, you know. But true. You got to have people, man. You got to have accountability. You got to have people that actually care about you, because as people, man, you know, they don't. Yeah. Not everybody cares about you.
Not in this world, no.
And you can't save everybody.
No.
We're good human beings. We try to help plenty of people.
Yeah.
And where did it get us? Nowhere.
Yeah.
Because we never focused on ourselves.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you got to focus on you. And you got to realize when you got to focus on yourself. Because that's when you get in that abyss, man. And it's hard to get out.
Well, it's just, you know, the analogy, man. It's like, if my cup is half full and I pour into somebody, I'm going to have other people to pour into me. Or I'm always going to be seeking to be poured in until my glass is overflowing. And I'm constantly replenishing myself. You know, I can start pouring to other people that it's not like I innately need them, you know, to pull back.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I was saying this when I was talking to some people the other day, and I was like, you know, I started thinking, I'm like, you know, it's funny because when we go into darkness, that's the easiest place to run to.
Oh, yeah.
But guess what? It's the most horrific place to be. You know what I mean? To be in, it's easy to get there. You can get there real quick.
Yeah.
But to get out of it, man. You know, and that's what we're in, man. This is our journey, dude. This is who we are. You know, like,
this is what we do. Yeah. This is what we do.
Yeah, this is like, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The big spectrum of things now, man, makes sense. Yeah. Those things that I was running from felt so big, dude. They're this small. Yeah. It's not easy, but it's with a clear mind. Like, dude, I'm the most focused I've ever been in my life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, through my teens, through my 20s, like, getting into my and life's just beginning for me, man. You know what I mean? Like, just for you too. We're still young. You know what I mean? We're strong. We're but I mean, you know what I mean? But dude, but it don't matter how strong you are with, you know, body, man. It's mental, man. It's mental, and then your
relationships
soul.
You have with God,
your soul, then your heart.
The relationships you have with people, dude. You know, because you know, and Jason's saying that, you know, kind of building off what you say, it's like, you know, it is the mental side, the spiritual side, the relationship side of those things. You know, what I found, dude, I was weak in all those areas, because you know what? Drugs and alcohol were my God. They were how I emotionally coped. They were how I did my job. Yep. They became everything to me. So when if you just took that away from me, I'm like, how am I supposed to deal with those things, man? And you're saying, like, it forced me into a point of, I had to really look at my relationship with God. Yep. I had to really look at my relationship with myself, right, and my emotions, and the relationships, and how I viewed people, or the relationships with people, you know. And we talked about this the other day, Chase. It's like, you know, we want to put the ball on a tee for people, so all they have to do is swing. And I don't need a thank you, bro.
No,
I don't
we're not doing this.
Yeah, I'm not doing this for a thank you.
No.
I'm not doing this for the credit, man. If there's anything you can take out of this, or nothing at all, again, I don't know that, but we just want to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yep.
And maybe through proxy, maybe through us just talking about what we deal with, is maybe somebody else can take something to make make the change in their mind to make their life better. It's relatable because, you know, dude, I'm not a doctor, Chase. I'm not some celebrity or whatever. Like, I'm your son.
Yeah.
I'm your brother.
Yeah.
You know, I'm your nephew.
Yeah.
I'm your uncle. We're everyday people. And I guess we've had the privilege to really see, I don't know, maybe hundreds of people? Hundreds of people come, and you get a kind of a perspective of these people and what they're doing, how they're doing, and people that are, we say successful in recovery, and people, you know, necessarily that they got 20 years hanging over their head, Chase.
Yeah.
20 years hanging over their head.
Yeah.
And, you know, they go back out there, and now they're behind a concrete wall right now.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, or people that are charged with murder, man.
Yeah.
Like right now. And
I know.
You know, exactly.
We know.
Yeah, we know these people.
We deal with them every day.
And, you know, and I guess it's just given me a perspective of, man, it's humbled me, and so, because I've had to meet these, and God has met me where I'm at. Man, my cousin Jeff, dude, my mom, my Aunt Susie, my brother, my friend Heath, dude, all these people met me where I was.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, this has shown me, is like, you're like, oh my God, why are you doing this for 20 years hanging over you? Or why are you even doing this, bro? You're like, you're charged with murder, dog.
Yeah.
You know? But it's humbled me in the aspect of to meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what is going on. You know, and it kind of takes, instead of just snapping off, like, bro, get it together, man.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. It's just like, man, what's going on? And, you know, and when you hear about it, I'm like, dang, bro. Like, I'm sorry for, I didn't say this, but you're like, man, I'm even sorry for even thinking those things about you, or saying those things, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Kind of about you. And it's just, man, it's humbled me in so many different ways, dude. And you know what, Chase, the biggest thing, it keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
Because, you know what? All this can be gone like that, dude.
Yeah.
And we see it every day.
Yeah.
Well, every day.
We go back to the life we were going at. That's
dead.
where we're going.
I'm dead, dude. I'm dead. You know what I mean? I don't have a life.
Yeah.
There's no life for me. It's literally, my mother's going to bury me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. My mother's going to bury me.
Yeah.
And my kid's not going to have a dad.
Yeah.
You know? And my brother's not going to have a brother. I'm not going to be a cousin. I'm not going to be any of those things anymore.
And guess what, though? That's where we're at right now. We
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I try to tell people, man. It's like, especially when I get close to them. And with the different type, you know, the addictions and stuff, man, it's like, don't make me go to your funeral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't make me go to your funeral.
Yeah.
Like,
I
love people, bro. You know me, dude. Like, when I get in, me and you both, when we give in to somebody, bro, we give it all.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man, is we gotta, like, people have to realize, man, and us too. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, especially, you know, I guess, man, you've seen it, bro. People walk out the door and they're dead, bro. You literally, 12 hours later, the last time they said, hey, I'm good, dude. You're like, all right, man. And 12 hours later, you get a phone call from their mother.
They're gone.
And dude, it's just, you're like, what?
Setting up funerals.
What? You're like, what's happening? And, you know, we're not talking about, you know, addiction or whatever.
No,
man.
But
you know,
there's a fine line, man, because it's, you know, but that's why people get into it. You know what I mean? Because of mental illness and things. But also, that's where you got to meet people too. It's not just, you're right. It's not just about addictions, man. Like, your mind, man, like the mind, your mind controls. You know what I mean? I did it to myself. Yeah. I listened to lies, bro. Yeah. That
I don't have nobody to blame but me, Chase.
No, but I listened to lies I told myself,
yes.
and I
believe them. You believe them.
I believe
You're
them.
like, yeah.
I'm like, what in the world, bro?
Wow.
Because it's like, and then I look back, man, and that's where I'm at now. It's like, I don't want to be that person. No. And that's the thing is,
I don't even know who that is.
I don't have to be that person.
No, that's
because I'm Chase.
Yeah.
And who I am today, man, you know what I mean? From 6 months ago to now. Yeah. Bro, I've got ways to go, man. But
we're not there. We haven't attained nothing.
For the rest of my life. Yeah. But here's the thing is, I'm okay with it. Yeah. I'm ready. You have to be ready for the things because really when you get sober, now you deal with everything.
You're raw dogging life.
Now you're raw dogging.
You're sitting raw dogging life,
baby. Like, let's get it. Oh. Stay.
Yeah. But I get it, man. You're having to deal with these things in real life, dude. You don't have nothing. There's no the veil's pulled back type of thing.
Yeah.
And it is overwhelming at times.
Yeah.
It is. You're like, I have no idea what to do.
But here's the thing: having a clear mind, it gets easier.
It does.
Like I said just a minute ago, it's those where you think when you're high or you're drunk, and that situation, it feels.
Dude, it feels massive.
This big, in a perspective, but it's really that big.
Yeah.
And even if it is this big, you go into the inch, man, and you just inch it out, and you figure it out.
Yeah.
It's you have full control when you're sober.
Yeah.
And it's like that's where I want people to realize
you
don't have to feel that way. You don't. Look. Modern medicine and things like that, man. I get it, doctors, and again, we're not doctors, but man, if you can get off that, because really, the things that make you a zombie and all these medicines that people get, it's not making them, because when you get off of it, you gotta wean yourself off. That's it. You get addicted to it.
Yeah.
It makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
It's just like any other drug, man.
Yeah.
And then there's some of them, if you just stop taking it, it kills you.
Yeah.
It fries
you.
You die.
You're dead.
You're dead. You're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not laughing about it, but that's just that's the truth.
It's not laughing, man. But it's it's not, nothing's funny about this, man. But it's you have to.
I still laugh sometimes.
Yeah, but but I mean, it's. Dude, we know, and it's the people, like you said, man, it's, and I'm very grateful to have met you and your family, Jeff and Crystal, and everybody, where we're at, and we'll get into that more.
Yeah.
There's
a lot more to come.
Yeah.
Literally, there's so much more to come.
We want to let everybody know, but right now we're in situations, but we wanted to start this, so... Man, just to get it out, man. Me and Chris, we think about this day in, day and out, dude. This is what we want to do. We're not, and here's the thing, man. Let's go into a little bit more about this, because, it's, we don't want money. We don't want, this isn't, man, if this dream we have right now goes into, a certain reality, and it gets big, so to speak, man, we want to help start foundations, organizations, and network off this with people, and to help people that actually care about people to create something for that nature, man, because, with all the money, if we ever get money, me and Chris have talked, it's going back. We want to give back, man.
We want to give to the people.
People have given to us, and have helped us.
Yes,
it's our turn.
They have freely given to us. And didn't say, hey, they want to thank you. The best repayment you can pay anybody is just do good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Get better. They want to see you out living your life and living your life well. That's the best way you can repay anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's really kind of when you get down to it, like, I mean, I know this. Look, man, people say money's not important. Money is important.
Of course.
Because a lot of these things are ran. It's not free. But in saying that, I guess I get more of a comprehensive view is that the majority of these people in this recovery scene, I guess if you want to say it, is they're living. It's not about the money. Let me say this. It's not about the money to them. And it's about bettering people's lives. Yeah. And we have seen, like I said, hundreds of people. Maybe even I've seen thousands of people.
Yeah. I mean, this is my first. Yeah. And I'm going to make it my last. Yeah. But, I mean, for God forbid things in the future, but, that's where I'm getting. This is why we want this, is to keep us accountable. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And engaged.
Yeah.
And the worst thing...
To stay in it, because that's where people get it wrong, dude, is they leave.
They want to go live their life.
They don't get, involved in the church and good people, man. You have to have those people that actually are going to keep you accountable.
We're not saying that's church.
And have the hard conversations.
Yeah, have the hard... And it's
not, we're not stress that enough.
We're not saying just you have to go to church. We're saying just be engaged. You have to engage this process. I wasn't saying, but... No. I'm saying anything. You have to be... If it's not... We're saying... No, I'm not saying not go to church.
No, I know.
But if church is not your thing, you have to... I don't know, play kickball. In a community,
find something.
You got to find something around good people.
You can't go to the bars anymore.
No.
You can't go hang around the friends that are still doing the same thing. You can't do what you were doing.
No.
You can't.
Because where did it get you?
Right where we are. Right where we're again. Right where everybody is that we know.
Yeah.
Right where everybody is we know.
It is.
You know what I mean? That's the only option you got. That or dead.
Yeah.
That or dead. Again, we can, you can stress it. There's no other option, man. And you gotta realize you need help.
Yeah.
Go get it. Yeah. It's okay. And because you're bettering yourself, man. Yeah. It's not, I gotta go to rehab or something and then what are people gonna think about me? I did think about that at first. Until I actually did it. And then dude, you're like, it's the best freaking decision of my life.
It is. It
doesn't matter.
And look, and I don't mean to cut you off, Chase.
No, you're good.
But in saying that, you might be at a point of like, I don't have nobody to call. I don't have these things. When you really make the decision that you want to be better, those things, I promise you, will start coming. You just have to say, you know what? This sucks so bad. I hate my life so much. Right now, I'm gonna go to, and I'm telling you, you have to engage. Like we're saying,
you
have to buy in. And the thing is, it's gonna cost you something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just is what it is.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to pay that, at the end of the day, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes.
Everything.
It ain't said, up into this point. Like, no, bro. Whatever this takes, I'm going to give it.
Yeah.
Financially, freaking relation. You got to cut things off. You got to cut people you've known about 30 years. It
might be everything.
It might be, It might be everything. You might just have nothing good. You have to start.
Restart.
And I know that's hard. That's hard. That's tough because that's familiar. That's familiar with you. But if you want, man, I'm the example. You're the example. And we'll go more into this, man. This is more of an introduction. I know we got into a conversation, but that always happens. Man, there's a better way, and I keep saying that. It does not matter where you're at. If you think you're too far gone, I say this in all sincerity. There was a point in my life, Chase, that I really said, I'm just going to be a drug addict for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I'm just going to
I'm
have
an alcoholic.
I'm just going to have to manage. Yeah, I'm just going to have to manage this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I can never not go without this drug.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
when you admit it to yourself, that's the lie.
Yeah.
That's the lie.
You know, and
you
I can
admit it once you start. And then, but the thing is, that's the first step for everything, like AAs and stuff. You got the first part right. You admitted it, but you still gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
My life sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
What kind of sense does that make? You know what I mean? But that's the thing. That's where it takes you. That's where we understand. Yeah. We know. So like, but the thing is again and again, there's a different way. Yeah. You have to realize that, like,
and it's hard. It's hard,
dude. It's
the hardest thing you're going to do. I promise you, it's not tough, or it's going to be tough. It's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple fact, man.
And it is what it is. And if you're not willing to accept that, you're not going to be. I'm not. Well, I'm saying you're not going to be. I'm not going to be sober, because if I'm not willing to do whatever it takes, like I was saying, then I'm not going to be sober. Yeah. And you know, people are like, oh, well. Is it that bad? Yes. My life was that bad. It was that bad. Yeah. And I cannot reiterate that enough. It was that bad, man. I was just tired. And not that it's that great right now. You know what I mean? Not like it's better. It's better. Yeah, it's like super suck. It's like a little bit less suck. Yeah. You know, but it's still.
Guess what? We're building.
Yeah. And that's what it's about, man.
You know.
It took me a lot to understand that.
And again, it's restarting it, but you got to build from something.
Yeah, you do.
It doesn't matter like where you start.
You can start. You can start right where you're at.
Just do it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing is like, that's the hardest thing. But once you get over that, dude, and you realize it, it's like, what have I been doing? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, what? Literally, you know, and then because really it's the things, man, because like you said, the hundreds of people we've seen, it's sad to see the people that just hate it, you know, but because they're not ready.
Like, bro, you're ready to go back to jail. You're telling me prison is better than this. Yeah. Like, let's be honest. You're telling me 20 years in the federal penitentiary is better than this.
Yeah. You're lying to me. You know?
Like, bro,
it's like,
no, dog.
Yeah.
No, dog.
Like, I don't know how to. That's just ignorance at this point. Like, yes. Now you're so deep into a lie that you're just like you're so, like, and you know, I'm not gonna say this. You know, it's like people are like, oh, he's too far gone. No, they're not. No, they're not.
You're never.
But there's different ways that they're gonna have to do it.
Yeah. It's not one way, man.
No.
You know, we see it every day. There's not one way.
We said it. You said it a minute ago, man. It's not what works for me doesn't always work for you. Yeah. And what works for you doesn't work for me. But innately, like, that's why you gotta have people, because you can intermix that, man, and figure out.
You can bounce it off people.
Figure it out.
Yeah, you can bounce it off.
That's where you get vulnerable and you tell your situation.
Yeah, but look, this what's up.
And then actually listen. Yeah. Listen to people, because you will learn something, man. Mm-hmm. If you engage, you actually, it's funny what you can learn. You know what I mean? Yeah. And take your pride away. Yeah. And take your, you know, the negative mindset. Yeah. And shut up.
It'll be crazy the people you engage with, like, that teach you something, man.
Crazy. I've learned like abundance amount of things. You know, just like being able to listen.
And the crazy thing is being around men that from 18 to what, 60? 70? Yeah, 70. Yeah. It's like you look at somebody comes from a completely different background from you. You're like, man, what is this guy gonna? I don't know. But this is like, it took me 7 hard tries to really gain any traction in sobriety. Not that I have anything now, but it's like you see these guys, you're like, what do you have to give me? What do you have to offer? You know, kind of like this, whatever. And when you sit there and you kind of set that aside and you sit down with these people and you learn about them, you're like, dang. Yeah. Dang, bro. Yeah. Like that's crazy. And it's like you learn. Yeah, opens up your eyes to you know, to a lot of different things, man. And that's what I'm saying. We have the privilege, man. It truly is a privilege.
Yeah.
to see that, man. And I'm thankful for it. I mean, I know at first, at first I was not very thankful about really anything. Kind of a little rough,
walking zombie,
a little rough around the edges, man. But I'm thankful to really be where we're at, and thankful to have just people like you, man. Because you can't do it by yourself, Chase.
No,
you can't do this by yourself. You have to have
built.
We're not created or engineered or whatever to do this alone, man. But you have, dude. I'm a grown man. You're a grown man, and dude, I just gotta tell people how I feel, bro. But I'll be real. Sometimes you just gotta freaking saddle up, cowboy. It's gonna suck, and you gotta do it. But man, at times it don't make it suck less. It's still gonna suck any way you do it.
Well, it's a test.
Yeah.
Life tests you.
Yeah.
And you gotta realize that it's whatever's going on in life, man. Like if something, things, it's happened to every single one of us. Something, it's all going great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, what just happened?
Dude, the Bible talks about I'm sure everybody's heard
test.
Yes. It's about a man who builds his foundation on rock. Or builds his house upon rock, and a guy who builds his house upon sand.
Yeah.
And when those storms come, bam, and you got a solid foundation, dude. I mean, you might shake a little bit. Look, hey, it hurts a little bit. You might see stars for a second, man. Look, and I'm just being real. But man, you built on some solid ground.
Yeah.
And if you're built with some sticks on some winds, you might be able to sustain. But a real something comes against you, you're done, dude. And but again, it takes work to build that foundation on rock.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do.
But learn how to cope.
Yeah.
In a positive manner.
A constructive manner.
Yeah.
To make not only myself better, but those around me. Because I want to be the wet rock to somebody else's iron.
Yeah.
Through that. And whatever way that means.
I've learned shadow boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, get them off 1, 2.
Yeah, get them right there, dog.
I mean? And
get them.
And, instead of running to the store and grabbing the 12-pack, and it's like... But,
that was a warm-up, your 12-pack, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was beyond the warm-up. That was like, what are we doing after this?
Yeah.
Stupid, man.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I get it.
And it's like, but it's okay. So that's the past.
Yeah.
You can't live in the past.
Okay.
Because really, that's not who we are. Again, that's what I said, man. It's the drugs and the alcohol. We weren't intended to be that. The world created us to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because honestly,
we created that ourselves. I'll say that.
Right,
Chase.
but we let the worldly things.
Yeah.
We learned to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But we learned how to cope through those worldly things instead of focusing on God.
Exactly, and that's our fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
I mean,
it's my fault. Ain't nobody else's. I wanted to blame everybody. I'm sure. I don't know, but I blamed everybody but myself. Yeah. And then just one day, man, everywhere I turned, it was a mirror at myself. Yeah. I was like, buddy, you know what? All this stuff, you know who's to blame for it? You.
Yeah.
You.
Every time.
Everything is you, dude. It ain't like somebody. It's a Chris problem.
Yeah.
It's a Chris problem.
It's a Chase problem.
Yeah. And I just had to take responsibility. Yeah. Of those things that I did. Not that I've rectified. Man, there's so many big things in my life I still need to rectify. Especially in relationships. Get there. And I'm trying to.
You're gonna get there.
I'm gonna try to get there, dude.
Not try, you are.
Yeah. I am gonna get there. One day I'll get there. It's gonna be work. I know it's gonna be hard and it's gonna be tough, but I'll get there, man. We'll get there. Yeah. Hey, and you're gonna get there with us because this is a journey, man.
It is.
So.
But man, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Really?
I stay excited.
Huh? Yeah, me too. You already know me. I mean.
I just
I mean, I think we kind of covered some things, man. And
we really didn't want it to be intended for it to be that long, man.
But this is what it's about.
It's, you know, it is that, man. I appreciate everybody kind of tagging along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
don't know if you're listening. I don't care if you say this sucks, and it's not about that, bro. We don't care if this is one person.
Care.
We really,
write the most negative comment. I guarantee you, we're gonna laugh at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I will.
But if you actually engage and listen, and you know, and in this future, man, we got going, we're gonna have some really good people
here
that do it every single day. Every single day. And that love and care about people, because that's all it's about, man.
Yeah.
It's about the love.
It's about people, man.
And
loving people.
Yeah. And
it is.
But stay in that it's a process, but stay in that lane and just keep going. That's all I gotta say to people. Just keep going.
Yeah. And I want to say, and I guess as we close, Chase, I want to say this, man. This is not advice for us to tell you how to live your life.
We're talking to me.
This is how we have found things. Not that we have found everything or we do everything right all the time. This is really just to put ourselves out there and to put what the mistakes we've made. We're trying to be the examples here. Don't do these things.
But it's about, doing things that are uncomfortable as well.
It sucks, doing things that suck. It is, man.
But yeah, man, I love you.
Love you, dog.
We love y'all.
Man, appreciate y'all.